Good time.
Language. There, I just did my Captain America thing. Hello, everybody. It's Thursday, May 21st, 2015, 7 o'clock. The nerds on the couch are back. And,
Yeah.
man, we got a lot to cover, but right now we got to give props over here to El Paso, Texas. We have coming up in a couple of weeks the Sun City Sci-Fi. They're back. It's going to be an awesome show. We got to give props to Ian for putting it together. It's going to be June 13th through the 14th at the Camino Real Hotel. Awesome guest we're getting, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew Wood, sound editor for the Star Wars movies. He did the prequel movies, and he's doing episode 7. He's coming in straight from England here to El Paso. And in case that's not good enough, he's the voice of General Grievous. And he's done other droids and other stuff throughout the Clone Wars. He's working on Star Wars Rebels. And so, again, we got a lot of info to come out that. And then the other major guy we have coming is Carlos de Anda, artist and inker for DC Comics. He's currently working on the Batman series. And we got a lot of major stuff to talk about. So we got those two guys. Check it out here in El Paso, Texas, June 13th through the 14th.
And do you want to mention the fact that Darth Vader balloon is supposed to be here?
No. Well, Balloon Fest is it's on us. It's going to be Memorial Day weekend again. Check it out. I'm not going to be there. I don't like going when it's really crowded over there. So, but check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's not quite our thing, but you know.
I'm a nerd, dude. The only crowd I do is nerd crowds, man. That's it. I don't do any other crowds.
Yeah, I do conventions and all that, and I'm sure it's going to be a great time. Everybody loves doing Balloon Fest, but I'm just looking forward to the conventions here. And so there's a lot of fun happening here. A couple of major news things going on. Now that we got you here, Chino, I just came to me right now before we get started on our movie news and all this, and I want your reaction to this. The 52 series is officially over in DC Comics, Gino.
Wow. What's replacing it? Because if it's a 53, that's it. I'm, oh yeah, it's just from bad to worse,
Well, apparently they're having it's a new universe.
Otra vez.
That's what. Well, you know what? You know why? 52. It started with ambitious things, but they made a lot of really not. Yeah, well, story-wise, they made some really bad story-wise decisions on it. You know what I mean? Some characters were kind of awful, like Green Arrow. It hit me earlier that what they did with Green Arrow, instead of keeping his original origin, I think they started to use Green Arrow from Smallville, and that's why they had him as that. You know what I mean? It was a Smallville origin to Green Arrow. And there was other characters that they didn't. The Flash. I mean, I like the Flash, but they didn't completely use the potential he had there. The Wonder Woman comics are kind of weird. Although I'll say this: that Wonder Woman, the Superman and Wonder Woman thing was cool.
Well, again, I wasn't too crazy about it, but the 52 universe is with us in the movies. The Man of Steel movie was the 52 Man of Steel. Looking at the trailer for what we've seen with the Batman versus Superman, it is the 52 Batman who's coming in. And I think we're just not going to get rid of that universe, but can we go back?
You can never go back on.
Yeah, not back exactly, but we can combine them. I mean, I will give credit to 52 for one thing. They made Aquaman into a badass, which he always was. It just brought out that potential in him, you know what I mean? He's great seeing him savage and what can you do? Oh, look, sharks are eating everybody. That was a great scene, okay? That scene was great.
Well, I do have to consider, too, is Jason Momoa is a 52 Aquaman. As much as we joked around, he is Aquaman. We got to accept that.
He is a scary-looking Aquaman, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Better have the orange shirt. That's all I gotta say. No, I'm okay if he doesn't have the orange shirt.
Yeah, Jason Momoa's gonna look at you and go quack right across.
There's your orange shirt.
Yeah, I'll give you an orange shirt. Bend over, and That made no sense. I apologize. And well, one thing that
Even
we're
getting
starting
rid of
to.
the orange shirt though.
Well, he's got the
Just
armor now, doesn't he?
On the show.
yeah.
On the show.
Yeah, let them know so they can watch. But well, jumping on a little bit, and we'll go back to the movies right now. The big thing that's happening since we've been away is that they're shooting Captain America: The Civil War right now, which is right off the heels of Avengers. And I know we were discussing this, Chino. I know you didn't like it. Jerome, yeah, I know you liked it, right?
The Avenger movie?
Yeah.
Yes. And pause for a second.
I know, but the thing now is that we're showing images on our website and all that of, them shooting action scenes, and I'm just like, damn, they have everybody back basically. I mean, Hawkeye is there, Black Widow is there. Um, oh, what's the name? The actor who's going to be Black Panther, I forgot his name right now, is on set. Paul Rudd is on set. And I'm
Probably
kind
would
of
be
like,
something.
Avengers 3.
or basically, I would call this Avengers 2.5.
Yeah.
No, this is Avengers prequel to the third one is what it is.
Well, I keep thinking,
You can go with that.
and the question is now, are these movies just getting too big?
Well, and I already brought this up. The thing that bothers me is it's becoming too much of a family movie. You know what I mean? And not that that's bad, but the problem with family movies is you're trying to put a lot of stuff into it to appeal to everybody, and when you do that, you're gonna alienate some people. You know what I mean? Look at that's what they're doing with the new Ninja Turtles movie. They're throwing so much stuff into that to get people to see it. You know what I mean? Every little thing is going into that.
But they're not going to do that with Deadpool.
No.
Oh, no.
Well, if we talk about Deadpool, Deadpool's got like a certain fan base. Okay.
Well, I got to point out, somebody posted this meme up about the most awesome scene Stanley cameo they could ever do. In the Deadpool movie, they need to have Stanley do a cameo, and Deadpool actually go, "Oh my God, Stan Lee!" and gives him a hug on the
And then, and then be like, hey, you want to go out for tacos? Come on.
camera.
Come on. Yeah. Well, you know that he can do that because of the fact that he does know that he can break
He breaks the
fourth wall.
fourth. Yeah.
He breaks the fourth wall, consistently. And also, he's pretty cool. I love him.
I do.
Well,
I mean,
know what?
when I was in Iraq, and every time I went to Iraq, my wife always sent me Deadpool comics
Wow.
because I just needed that. It was one of those things that just lighten the mood.
Well, we gotta give credit to why this movie is made. If it hadn't been for that trailer that came out, you know what I mean? There'd be no
God, yeah.
Deadpool movie. And that trailer is great. That is a great Look at the picture with his, he's gonna sever his head anyway. It's like, oh. Sure
And then he
enough.
does it.
Yeah.
No, my favorite one's again the car's rolling and look, I drew you a picture. That's Deadpool, man.
Yeah. But you know what? To get back to the original point, about the Avengers and getting too big. I personally I enjoy it. I like seeing everybody that I had seen in the comic books back in the day, get some type of spot and show up at some point. I love the cameo portions of it. For me that's a real bonus. So I mean I like how they're especially when it comes to Civil War, because to me Civil War has to have just about everybody show up because everybody has to take a side. And I mean, it speaks so much to our current situation, and when you look at real life and politics and all that, and everybody, basically has a side that they have to stick to, because there are certain things that everybody wants to see.
Hmm.
Not to make it all deep and crap, but
too late.
Well, Chino?
Oh, well, the one thing that bothers me about Avengers is the one thing that I liked about Captain America. You know what I mean? If we're gonna talk about depth, Captain America too, the Winter Soldier, had a really good message because you left the theater thinking, going, you know what? That's a really good point. We do need the Black Widow doing what she does as much as we need Captain America doing what he does. You know what I mean? They both need to be who they're gonna be to get the job done, and it raises that question. You know what I mean? Well, who's right? It's not really a question of who's right. You know what I mean? It's a question of, we got to do what we got to do to get the job done.
right,
And I loved Winter Soldier for that reason. That I left the theater thinking about these things, and that's kind of what I disliked about Avengers too. That there wasn't really much for me to take away from the movie and think about afterwards. You know what I mean? It was epic. It was fun. I had a lot of it. And I can say this was it's an entertaining movie, but there wasn't that what's gonna happen from here. They pretty much kind of cleaned it up, and there's no deeper message. At least to me. Maybe you guys feel differently. I just didn't take anything away from it.
I gotta disagree with you on that because for me, one complaint I said is that it hinted that it was going to be dark, but it wasn't.
right,
But the thing is that it showed some of the hints of Tony Stark and Captain America, Iron Man and Captain America having their dispute over what to do.
right,
And where it left me off was that it's a beginning. This is a new start. I was like, okay, S.H.I.E.L.D. is apparently back. All right. There is a new Avengers team, which was going to happen eventually. And I keep thinking, okay, all these Avengers, which we confirmed now are going to show up in the Civil War movie, are also going to get split, and all these issues are happening. But my issue with the Civil War is that, one, eventually the story just kind of wandered away from themselves. It was like the X-Men versus Avengers. It started off good, and then it just got awful. And two, the Civil War storyline worked in the comic books because there was a lot of material, a lot of history, a lot of character history between each other that they built up on. So far, we've only really had relatively a few amount of movies, with
right.
only like Captain America and Iron Man. And so we don't have the history with the other characters. And I'm afraid that it's just too soon, and if it happened like in the comic books, which is not a spoiler, Steve Rogers gets shot, supposedly, the Winter Soldier becomes a new Captain America, it's just going to irritate me if that's what happens. Because we don't have the history with Steve Rogers to just have him die off and we get a new Captain America right away.
Yeah, let me disagree. Oh, go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead.
I don't disagree with you. Well, I disagree with you on the fact that I like the fact that they had that tension with Tony Stark, oh, I'm right and, I'm going to do whatever. And, that tension was great. But I think when they pulled the teeth out of it, when at the end of the movie they're like all buddy-buddy again, you know what I mean? If there'd have been at least some resentment there, that would have been better for me. You know what I mean? That would have been a great build-up instead of, oh, well, we're still buddies, or, some kind of resentment, I think would have worked better, That's it.
In other words, it's a little bit anticlimactic to you.
Not anticlimactic. It's not, it's like,
It's like now they got to start over with the fighting.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of, they're going backwards when they already established that, you know what I mean? They should have built on that instead of, not even acknowledging it, I mean, they might bring it up later, which they probably will, but that seems like, why take so many steps back just to continue forward,
Right.
Well, to me, it's that's the one flaw I point out in that movie. Tony Stark got off too easy. He inadvertently created. He didn't directly create Ultron, but he created the environment for Ultron to be created, and nobody really gave him a hard time for it at the end.
Yeah. It's all like, okay, you don't need to worry about this. We're not going to go ahead and prosecute you for creating a super death machine that almost destroyed the entire world.
Yeah, we're cool. We're cool. And by the way, good luck doing whatever you're going to do. We have a new team. That was kind of a flaw.
Well, and it to me, I mean, the flaw starts with Iron Man 3. You know what I mean? Because Iron Man 3 in the movie, he blows up everything. Everything's gone. Oh, I'm out of this. And then Avengers 2, he's like, oh well, I'm back. How's it going? There was no kind of this, and there was an A and a C, but there wasn't a B for me in that. You know what I mean?
In other words, no rebuild, no coming back from it.
Yeah, no, oh, I don't need the Earth reactor to live anymore, kind of thing. That's the thing I disliked about Iron Man 3. They rush through that, where it's one of the most significant things to happen to him, and they acknowledge it in like 5 minutes, and they don't even ever bring it up again. You know what I mean? I think one of the things that bothered me a little bit was I think they're trying to be too funny in this movie. Which I understand why you're trying to appeal to a bigger audience. Oh, I understand that, but because of all the, hijinks and stuff like that, you do take away from some of the movie,
Yeah.
Well, moving on. We got to move on. You want to make a last statement?
Well, I was just going to say, when talking about the comic portion of it, it bothered me a little bit that Ultron was as comedic as he was. Because I expected him to be a lot more robotic instead of, with a lot darker tone than what he had, and almost cracking jokes at points.
Mm-hmm.
Well, keep in mind, he did go into the internet, so I'm sure he hit a lot of memes.
Yeah, and also, you can only see so many cats before he drives you insane. You know what I mean?
You know what? To be honest, if Ultron had gone into the internet, he would have self-destructed. He would have gotten a virus, and he would have died. So that was the whole movie. That whole movie would have been
the whole movie. You'll just see him. I have seen so much porn.
Okay, we gotta switching a little bit to gears. Summer is here and already, and we've had a lot of season finales of, especially. I gotta say, this has been a good year for TV. Oh my God! I mean, well, I'm not gonna. We talked before about Netflix and Daredevil, which of course season 2 is coming, and other Daredevil shows other Marvel shows are coming.
Hope it comes soon.
Yeah. One that I got to give high praise to that I was like, oh my God, it ended so well, was The Flash.
Yes.
Agreed.
No.
I got to admit, I will confess, first of all, it lost me a little bit in the middle of the season. I kind of wandered away for a little bit in the in the middle of the season.
It became the bad guy of the week, right?
Yeah, it did. It really did. And I wasn't crazy in the beginning with the Weather Wizard.
Yeah.
The first episode, I was like, yeah.
I think I walked away at the second episode and then came back somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, and then it got better. I gotta admit, it really got better. I enjoyed the Gorilla Grodd episode.
That was awesome.
Yeah, and then the episode where they dealt with Firestorm.
Oh yeah.
Finally, and
I was with it the whole ride. I was with it the whole ride. That's how much I like this show, except for the season finale.
You didn't like the season finale?
Okay, let me put it this way. Those sons who were not recognized by their fathers, you know what I mean. They left it as a cliffhanger, like, no, a cliffhanger. It's great, I like it, but on the other hand, I'm like, no, cliffhanger. They got me for second season. They got me. I'm gonna see it, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm really looking forward to though is I want to know if Caitlin Snow becomes, Killer Frost. I want to see.
Dude,
according to interviews, she's basically said, yes, I'm going to be Killer Frost.
Well,
right, but what I mean is,
where he's running.
Right, but what I mean with the Killer Frost thing is she gonna be evil? I mean, are we gonna have the switch where
Ah,
she's gonna become a supervillain, or
Ah,
are they gonna do something else? You know what I mean? I know she's coming, but how is she gonna introduce? Are they
okay.
just gonna call her Frost, or
Well,
is she gonna be Killer Frost? You know?
well, you know what? For me, what I saw in this season finale was a really big setup for what was it, the League of Legends, the show that they're gonna have come out, and I don't know if any of y'all seen
Yeah, yeah,
the trailer for that.
Legends of something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and they gave us a big clue. He mentioned Rip Hunter. So yeah, we know it's coming. If you're familiar with Rip Hunter, you guys know about Rip Hunter, right?
no.
The only Rick Hunter I remember was from Robotech.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, not Rick, Rip Hunter.
Well,
Rip
explain it
Hunter,
to our viewers because I'm drawing a blank too.
Rip Hunter's a time traveler. Basically, his kind of job is to make sure that history stays intact. And superheroes have a tendency of always going back and messing it up. I'm looking at you, Flash.
Uh,
And Rip Hunter's job, is basically he keeps the timeline going. You know what I mean? And that chair that
oh,
you see
Yeah.
Professor Zoom get into, that's something that kind of resembles something that Rip Hunter has because he's a
oh,
time
I
Orly,
traveler.
I do remember it.
Orly,
Yeah.
that's your doorway for bringing back the Reverse Flash. Because the
Yeah.
actor said he's coming back, that he's not
Yeah.
done. So,
Yeah.
Well, and they throw you another bone. I mean, they throw you Jay Garrick's helmet. The first
yeah.
original Golden Age Flash. So they're
Yeah.
working on a lot of things. You know what I mean? And going along with that, they're also bringing back Canary. We know Canary's coming back.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rip Hunter, time traveler, kind of solves all those problems. You know what I mean? You can go back and bring whoever you want, basically. Did I say enough? I think I overspoke too much. Just let me know.
Your enthusiasm for the Flash really came out, man.
Yeah,
But,
dude. You know what? I fall in love with this series even more. You know what? I want to see more of it. You know what? I don't usually. You know what? Usually, sometimes these kind of series leave me kind of flat after a while. And I'll stop watching. This one, I kept on coming back, even though it did fall flat for a while, and then I came back, and I'm like, ooh, 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 this is cool. I need to watch it
Yeah,
again.
I, I I agree. When I heard that they were bringing the Flash out, first of all, Flash for me wasn't a really great character. I thought he was cool. Yeah, he's there, he's around. But it was always Batman and Superman who were the main ones for me.
Oh, the A
But now
player.
that they brought him out, that was cool. However, when they said they were bringing out the Flash, I was like, well, is this going to end up being like another Smallville? And
Mm.
I honestly, I watched Smallville in spurts because really wasn't that interested. I wanted to see the comic book version, and I wanted to see him actually become Superman. And it took like forever for it to happen. And to me, it really didn't even happen at the end, even though we had the chest sign and whatever. And I was kind of scared that Flash was going to go that route, but it didn't. It actually went really well, especially in
That's
this
a
first
really
season.
Yep.
that's a really good point. That's the one thing that kind of disappointed me of Smallville. I mean, I like Smallville because it was something that was there, acknowledged heroes were there, and threw us a bone with the heroes, which I loved. I loved the fact they did that. On the other hand, the thing I disliked about Smallville is it was Flash, no substance, basically, and pardon the pun on that one, but that's what it was. You know what I mean? They showed you a lot of cool things, but they never resolved anything. What they did with Doomsday was horrible. That was horrible.
what happened to Doomsday? I saw that. I even rented the DVD. What happened? Did he
Again,
just disappear? I mean, it
again,
looked like they were fighting and then
yeah, and that's
nothing.
what I mean. They introduced the characters, but they didn't do them justice. Like Booster Gold or Blue Beetle. There's so much you could do with that, and no, they just kind of threw them there, and okay, and then they're gone. You know what I mean? Which I agree with our buddy. Damn it, I forgot your name, but I agree with our buddy Shermont. I agree with our buddy Shermont that that's what I like about the Flash. There's substance in the Flash. You know what I mean? We see him as this guy who doesn't completely know what he's doing. He doesn't completely know what he's doing. He's like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? He's like, you guys tell me what should I do? It's great seeing his evolution. And Renee, you mentioned that. I kind of mentioned the fact that Dislike he kept taking off his mask, but you mentioned he's a rookie and stuff like that, and they're gonna do that. And so far they've done a good job with it. They haven't Tony McGuired the crap out of it. So I'm happy about that.
I love how
So
you
you,
called it Toby McGuire.
That man couldn't keep his mask on, man. If Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man 3 should have been where, oh, it's Peter Parker. Look, everybody would know, man, at that point. Oh, I gotta sneeze. I need to take off my mask. Come on.
so
Oh,
you're saying he's gonna line up with Iron Man in Civil War, right? That's what you're getting at.
Oh, well, in Iron Man, it doesn't really matter because he kind of gave it away at the
In the
end of
first
Iron Man,
one.
the first movie. Yeah, he's all like, yeah, I'm Iron Man. Hey, oh, okay.
But that was just his personality, so that he's like, I gotta tell the world how awesome I am. So, bam, I am Iron Man.
Well,
Take
let's
that.
look. Let's look at this other one that I gotta say I had mixed feelings about. It started off good, and then to me it's kind of left me a little dry. And I'm talking about Gotham.
Yeah.
It really caught my interest in the beginning. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it all the way now until the end, and I'm kind of like, now I'm kind of like not really interested.
I have to disagree with you on that.
Really?
I really found that I thought it was a good setup for the Penguin because Penguin does become a boss. I mean, he is a main guy in the city, and I
Yeah, I
think it was
agree
a
with you on
perfect
that.
setup. It was a perfect setup for Penguin. It was a good setup for Bruce to find the Batcave, even though some folk would argue, well, Bruce is the one that builds the Batcave, not the other way around, not his daddy.
Eh,
But
eh.
I thought it was a good setup.
My issue was, and I think I would enjoy it a little bit more, is that all this is revolving, all this is supposed to be Batman in the making. We're supposed to see the things that create Batman, and I get it that the actor, again, James Gordon, is the star of it. And I think that's where my issue is at, that I've kind of lost interest in James Gordon.
Yeah, he's not an interesting character.
And, we know he's not going to be a superhero.
Right.
We know he's not, all what he's really going to do at some point is flick on the bat signal and tell people, you're under arrest. He's
kinda
become like CSI or something to me, really.
I kind of disagree with you a little bit. When I think of James Gordon, and I hope they go this direction. It'd be interesting. They're not going this direction, but it'd be interesting. When we talk about James Gordon, let's talk about Batman Year One. And if we look at Batman Year One, and I'm talking about the animated series and the graphic novel, James Gordon is the star on that one. You know what I mean? He's the main character. We see his evolution. We see how badass James Gordon really is. And I like Gotham for that. Another graphic novel I really like that I hope they incorporated in it, but they probably won't, is the GCPD. You know what I mean? Where they talk about normal police officers dealing with all this, supervillain stuff, and seeing how they handle it, procedural wise, and how a lot of them died trying to deal with this stuff. You know what I mean? That stuff is kind of interesting to me. That's kind of what I like it. I like the fact that there's the evolution to Bruce Wayne, and I kind of agree with you. Somewhere around the middle, I lost interest, but I caught up with it, towards the end.
And maybe it's because, again, I'm not that interested in the main character now. And you're right. If they did a GCPD series, it'd be a little more interesting. But honestly, it's
Well, they
kind
did
of
that with
me.
Agents of Shield.
Yeah, Agents of Shield,
Oh,
which is the one we're getting onto.
You know,
I don't know what to make of that one, honestly.
Well,
you know
we'll,
what?
we'll get back to Agents of Shield, but when it comes to the one thing that bothered me about Gotham is this route that they're going with Barbara. I want to call her Barbara Gordon because that's who she's gonna be, But right now, she's freaking flipped out, like and they're almost making her a bad guy. Like, he'll. I don't know if they plan on giving her to him later on, or if they're just gonna say, hey, you know what? He'll find another Barbara.
You know who she was kind of starting to remind me of? If you're familiar with DC, the original Green Lantern, his weakness was wood. That's kind of what they did with his wife. His wife had schizophrenia, and they really messed up. This kid's kind of go a different direction. I kind of get that vibe off of this new Bravo Bird. I don't know where they're going with it though, but yeah, I agree with you. I dislike the fact that it's a disparity, but come on, they started that way back early where. Oh, her and that other woman, and we had this affair. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
never happened.
Yeah.
That was aggravating.
That was
for
aggravating.
me.
One of my problems with Gotham is that it takes so long for something to happen. I'm like, okay, when is this gonna happen? When is that gonna happen? And it being a TV series, this being a TV series, it's gonna take forever. I mean, it's gonna be worse than a Mexican novella.
I like Mexican novellas. You know what the great thing about Mexican novellas? They end, dude. American novellas go on forever.
Dude, no. Chino.
No, they go on until just one day they cut them off.
No, they end, and then the very next day they have a brand new storyline. The actors are mixed up with different characters. It's still the same setting. Sometimes it's even still the same furniture.
Well,
and it's like Le Fury de las Floras, and then La Lucha de Flores, and then this thing, and then,
all right. If we're gonna talk about Mexican novellas, we gotta give them credit. All right, we gotta give them credit. Some of those have been pirates. They're pirates, man. Do you see that in any of our novellas? No.
Actually, you got a point.
Pirates at us,
Okay.
They're in the middle of the Civil War. Oh wow, now they have that. I give them credit for pushing the envelope. Okay. Now I'm not saying they're good.
I will concede that, but going back, because we're not doing Spanish novellas podcast here. Okay.
We just added a few fans.
Yeah. I hope for next season they go into a little bit more conspiracies. I mean, I loved Edward Nygma. I like the act. I gotta admit, the casting has been dead on. I like Bullock. I like Nygma. The Penguin to me was the standout star of that series.
I just thought he was a little too tall.
Yeah.
Well, they can chop off a few legs, a few feet on his legs. He'll be fine.
Yeah, and I mean, I did
the character himself though, he was awesome.
I did like the hint of like him gulping down that sandwich in the first episode, so I thought he'd start eating. But yeah, it hasn't happened. And I don't think the actor's going to get himself fat on purpose. But I do hope to see a little more. I hope they go a little bit more.
The one thing I kind of disliked about it, and well, she's gone. I didn't really understand what Fish was doing there. You know what I mean? For me, Fish, I kind of understand why she was there, but that slowed things down a lot for me at certain scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wish they killed her off earlier, and then we could get on with our lives.
Well, you're going to have some villains that they have to kill off, man.
Yeah, well, I said, it was weird how they did her because it seems like, they killed her off. It seemed like they killed her off, and then all of a sudden she was back, and then they killed her off again.
Yeah, sometimes, to make sure someone's really, really gone, you have to do it twice.
That's
all
technically, didn't he just throw her over the roof?
Bridge, yeah, whatever, building, whatever it was.
Yeah, he threw her off the roof into the water. So technically, she could survive.
Well, her name's Fish. Huh?
Hey.
I'm throwing that in there.
Hey,
maybe Aquaman man. Go ahead and meet her.
The doctor could have gave her some lungs when she was over there under anesthesia. I mean, he switched out her eyes. She may be able to see underwater now.
Yeah, that's not all he did, man. That is not all he did. That other guy. Wow. Yeah. That guy. Wow.
That's on par with Japanese stuff, man. That's like whoa.
Well, let's go to the next series, which this was the second season for it, and it left me overall. I got to say, I'm a little confused with it, and I'm talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of in a wall right now with the show. I have to say I don't like it. It kind
I
of like burned me off.
in the first season, I watched it up until mid-season, fell off, and then came back for maybe the last episode, and then same thing happened again this season. Came back, started watching a little bit of it, fell off, came back to the last episode, and it was like, when they made old girl a porcupine. That irritated me because she was a pretty girl, and then here you are, you take her and you put her in a porcupine mask, and so, but I don't know. It's weird, and then on top of that, the fact that they said that they wanted to keep shield agents basically powerless as far as not having any mutant ability. Which, hey, they don't say mutants on the show either. You know,
Yeah.
You can't.
um,
You can't.
to see them turn around and go all Kree like, I don't know. It's a little
Yeah,
weird.
they even mentioned Kree.
They
They even
did.
mentioned
Yeah.
that one of the guys had touched something Kree before, and I thought they were going to go ahead and do that. I mean, damn.
I mean,
Well,
they
You
talk
know,
Kree and then don't bother bringing any Kree out. That's kind of,
That's kind of yeah.
Well, I
that
think it's
irritates me.
leading to something further down the line. Maybe in a movie. Well, obviously, I think they're going with a movie, and maybe with Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
They're gonna have to
you
pick a
know,
movie to go with because of
I
the. Go ahead, Chino.
no, go ahead, sir.
Nah, I already forgot what I was saying. That's what I was like. Go ahead.
That works. That works. You know, as much as I like Coulson, he's starting to get boring. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the thing. It used to be Coulson was cool because we got him in small doses and it made him interesting. Now we're oversaturated with Coulson. He's not as interesting anymore. You know what I mean?
And
I'm
I
kind of
still
like,
I still don't know if he's dead or if he's dead or if he's a clone.
They brought him back.
Yeah, they basically augmented his brain and body chemistry with Kree cells and stuff.
Apparently, Kree cells are like super stem
Super
cells.
stem
Yeah, they fixed his body, and they used the Kree cells to revitalize his brain.
I got some right here. Yay!
Yeah, and pour some down your pants, and then and then and then they solved that mystery, and it's like, okay, on to the next. There's a thing with Sky, and then it turns out, of course, we couldn't call them mutants. We're calling them Inhumans.
Special
And-
people.
I think I like
And-
Inhumans better than metahumans.
Yeah, and then there was a thing with Hydra, and I'm like, okay, there's a thing with Hydra, and
then
that's
Hydra's
interesting.
not-
And then it's over, and then they did that episode that connects to the Avengers too, and we're like, okay. And then now it's kind of, they added Mockingbird to it, and they throw this all to me. It's kind of like they're just doing stuff just to try to keep the show going now at this point. And then the
Yeah.
cliffhanger was that I did like how some people get their comeuppance. You know, that traitor guy killed his girlfriend. I
Yeah.
thought that was justice. And then at the end, that scientist girl gets sucked up by that device.
Yeah.
And we're like, what? What's going on here? What? You know? Okay, I guess I gotta watch season 3. And count your blessings. You get 3 seasons because the show hasn't been that great.
You know which
Yeah.
series they have to do, and I would be a loyal fan of this show, even though I'd probably be the only one that watches it, because I can't imagine anybody else wanting to watch it. They had a comic book not too long ago that came out in Marvel called Damage Control, and basically what these guys did is they repaired all the crap that superheroes and supervillains wrecked. You know what I mean? So this company would come in and they use their tech to rebuild everything. A series like that would be great. I would love to see a series of all these guys and using their tech to get the city looking back the way it is, because you need that, man. After
Yeah, but
New York and
what would be the
whole
conflict, dude? What would be like the first episode?
that right after they fix it, then they have to fix it again. Ah, here we go again.
That's like watching some
Oh,
guy put something together with Legos, and then you're letting a little kid break them all. I mean,
In a
come
costume.
on.
you
In
know,
a costume.
if they did the show like The Office, like a reality kind of show, that would be great, you know? I would
Okay.
watch the show, you know. I'd be the
Okay.
only one watching. I admit it, but I would watch that show.
Okay. You know, it's just like going ahead and building all these beautiful buildings and then watching Godzilla, you know, break them all over again. I mean, Tokyo, right there.
They addressed that in Daredevil, remember? They had the guys
Yeah.
going, hey, we got rich off New York, you know. They
Right.
keep hinting at New York, and they were like, oh, we got rich. Yeah, the mafia is a pretty known fact. The mafia is in construction and all that. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you know, they got rich.
Well, yeah, cement. Come on.
Hoffa! Hoffa!
You
all
know,
the
there
bodies
is.
they could have buried, you know, with the
It's
destruction.
it's a fact. There is a dead body in the cement under every building in New York.
Oh, we're going to get letters.
Yeah. Address them to David and.
You talking to me? You talking to me? You
David
talking to
comes
me?
back online. Hey, guys, why am I getting all these hate mail from New York? You know? Jumping on this, we gotta mention the trailer, and this has not been a good couple of weeks for
No, we
trailers.
don't. No, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't have to mention it. No, I don't
We
think
have
we
to.
should.
Coming
have to.
fall on CBS, Supergirl.
He melting.
Yeah, they. You know, I saw the trailer. They're missing that little middle piece. You know, superly awful girl. Wow. But you know, when I think of the trailer, though, I don't think we're the audience, man. We are not the audience for this.
We're
series.
supposed to be. It's a
We are
superhero
supposed
show.
to be, but we're not. Dude. We're not the audience.
No, the target
No,
of
that's all feminist propaganda right there.
Okay, yeah, this is made for somebody who loves like the Devil Wears Prada or something like that, or I don't know, Hannah Montana.
Yeah, definitely the Hannah Montanas.
I kept
Yeah.
thinking Sex and the City, but then I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
watched an episode.
No.
You mean my cousin sent me that?
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh God. I know. You know, based on just that one trailer, I can say that this is going to be the enema of the DC universe.
Mm.
Yeah, everything's gonna come out in the end.
You know what? You know, looking at this trailer, I'm looking forward to the episode where Supergirl, you know, talks her problems through with the supervillain, and they become friends at the end. That's kind of what I'm expecting.
God.
You know?
Oh, no.
Okay. Do you remember those episodes of Silver Spoons? You know, the one where they would be like the one with that one little girl. You know, and that's when you grab the remote and you change the channel.
No. Here,
No.
to me, okay, guys, when they showed the trailer and Supergirl's flying around, I kept thinking they should play this. You know,
I
it
can't
was
even
like
hear that.
Supergirl skipping around, and
Oh.
you know, it's just like, okay, are they even bad guys in this movie? I mean, in this TV show.
I think the bad guys are the audience. I think that's what they're. We're the bad guys in this series. You know?
Well, hey, cool point though. Cool point you gotta make though. Real quick. Jimmy Olsen's black.
Yeah.
Or he could be a dark Puerto Rican.
You know what? If you wanted to, for me, if you wanted to break
No,
ground,
I
make
gotta say
Supergirl
something.
black. That would have been
I
great.
gotta say something on race relations.
Agreed.
I gotta say something on race relations here. Okay? Yes, okay, I will agree the minority, Hispanic, black people are not represented that much in these things. But I think the one who gets it worse is the pale ginger person We need to have them on air more because they're going to be extinct in about 50 years.
Are you talking about
So,
the daywalkers?
Yeah, the daywalkers need to. And that's how I picture
okay.
Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, we're getting more hate mail.
But that's
What
only
are
because
these
they have no
letters from
soul.
Ireland?
They've got no soul.
Oh,
But
that's
you know,
awful.
here's a little side track. But you know, when they were talking about Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man, early on, they were talking about maybe using the well, I want to say, help me with his name, Miles Morales. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Miles Morales, yeah.
Using him, but it looks like they're going, with the traditional Peter Parker type for the next Spider-Man.
Yep.
Well, I understand because there was the Ultimate Universe, and actually, I think it would be an awesome job if they had multi-universe Spider-Mans. Like they had in the cartoons and
Yeah,
in the comic books.
that would be cool.
I would be all for that. Like all of a sudden, Spider-Man 2099 shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
The clone one shows up.
You know what?
I didn't follow the one with the black kid who took over in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
But him showing up in an alternate universe.
Yeah, you know what? I remember in Ultimate Universe, and this stands out with me, and I'm going to love this till the end of my days, is Black Cat kissing Peter Parker and then takes off his mask, and then you see Peter Parker puckering up, and it's a 15-year-old kid, and she's like, oh my god, and she throws up. That is awesome! That is awesome!
Yeah, but
You know what?
I gotta give credit to what Marvel did. I mean, when Marvel did making Samuel Jackson Nick Fury was a great idea. You know what I mean? Because they put him in, and he's whatchamacallit. He's a guy in charge. He's a guy that makes things happen. He's in a leadership role.
Well, let me ask you, Kino.
Yeah.
Did you want David Hasselhoff back?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, I did. My point being, though, is
Hey, this
every
America,
other
not
movie-
Germany.
My point being though is that instead of putting a minority role in a position of power, they're not doing that anymore in other movies. You know what I mean? They just throw it in there to throw it in there, and that's kind of what I disliked about Fantastic Four for obvious reasons. They just threw it in there to throw it in there. It doesn't make any sense. They're just, we're gonna throw it in there. You know what I mean? And then I kind of feel a little bit with Supergirl, they're doing the same thing. Why can't the editor be like in the movie? In the movie, Perry White was what's his name?
Lawrence
Morpheus.
Fishburne.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, how come you can't have somebody in a position of power in these series? They're not doing that. They're giving it that side character role. Which I don't know. I find that a little disrespectful.
And I gotta point out that to me, yes, Marvel seems a little more equal when it comes to race and gender. But some of the African American characters we've had in the DC universe are awesome on their own. And I would love if Steel shows up in the Man of Steel movies opposite.
Not Shaq.
No, not Shaq.
That's the only Steel that comes to my head. Every time I hear Steel, I think Shaq. I'm like,
no, but that character
can't
is
even make a
awesome.
free throw.
I love that character. What's the name? Black Lightning, who was one of the original African American superheroes, deserves his chance to be on TV, in the movies, stand toe-to-toe with people. And, Vixen.
They have an animated series. They have an animated series coming with her.
Yeah. And, again, I want to see them in the movie. I should. And I think Hawkgirl, again, I thought the last incarnation they had before the 52, it was, I think she was Puerto Rican or, no, she was Saudi Arabian. And I thought that would have been great. Yeah.
Not Hawkgirl.
I know Miss Marvel was
Miss Marvel. Yeah, I think you mean Miss Marvel.
She was wasn't she like Saudi Arabian or black? Or like from Africa?
Marvel, because I know Miss Marvel, she's Middle Eastern and Muslim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the current one. I mixed her up.
Yeah,
I mixed them up, but and I think that little diversity is fine, but you got to decide some of the core characters. I mean,
Yeah.
if the Falcon takes over for Captain America like they did in the comic books, fine. But we know it's temporary because there's
Right.
only one Captain America.
Yeah,
And
and I agree. I mean, we don't have to turn around and make every single uh, white character a person of color or a different ethnicity. It isn't called for. It isn't necessary. You
Well,
know.
you know what? You know what? I will give credit to Avengers 2 for that. At the end of the thing, you have more of a multicultural deal. You even have a foreign, Scarlet Witch is foreign. He's from another country. He's not even American. He's part of the team. I thought that was great. That and War Machine and Falcon.
Yeah, War Machine showing up was awesome.
and people don't realize Dr. Cho is actually not a relatively new major character in the Marvel universe. She's only been in there around the last couple of years.
You talking about the Korean doctor?
Yeah, the Korean
Yeah,
doctor.
she's not really the major character, man. Not really. You know
No,
who's the
but
major character? The major character is her son. Amadeus Cho is a major character. That guy's a super genius.
Mm.
yeah, but I think it's leading to somewhere. But I gotta say, I mean, they do a good job. And again, for DC Universe, I think Cyborg is really going to stand out once he appears because that
I hope
character
so.
is awesome. I mean, he is one of the most underrated characters that I think he deserves his time because
Well,
he does stand with the Justice League.
Well, let's talk about our history, man. When Cyborg was big, you remember the Super Friends,
Oh,
way back
dude.
when?
Yeah.
Okay, you remember when they brought it back, and they brought it back with Cyborg, you know what I mean? And that's awesome, because Cyborg was part of the Justice League, and this is way back in the 80s, you know what I mean? Now, years later, they're kind of catching up to that, you know what I mean? Which I think is kind of cool, I think it's kind of cool. It's about time Cyborg comes out. I hope they do his history right, and I agree with you, I hope they do it right.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope they do it right. And speaking of continuing on, we got to finish up. Bad trailers, Jim and the holograms.
Oh, I was like, oh my god.
I love it! I love all of it!
Oh my
I
God!
was-
Really?
I was mad.
No.
I was mad. I was like, no, this ain't Gem. This can't be the real Gem. She's like, then all of a sudden she's like, it's time, Synergy. I'm like, oh, piss.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
think
you're
that-
not even fighting bad guys, man. Where are the bad girls at? Where's the bad rock group?
They
The
can't do
Misfits.
the Misfits.
Yeah,
they
the
can't do
Misfits.
it. And if you follow those comic books, the Misfits were worse than anything Al Qaeda could ever do.
Yep.
In the cartoon, they destroyed buildings and bridges, and the destruction that punk world, and they sang pretty good. The destruction they did. They put, my God, Al Qaeda can't even do what they want to do with what those Misfits did. I mean, they can't touch them. But yeah, apparently they can't use the Misfits for copyright reasons. And
Really?
and I quote you, Chino, on this because you brought it up. I give you credit. It is the plot to to Josie and the Pussycats movie,
Oh my God.
which in
And that's
itself
exactly
was
what it
awful.
looks like. And I'm like, I'm disappointed, highly.
Oh,
Well,
First they screwed
Well-
over G.I. Joe, now this.
Well, to be honest, we went in with the mentality we were gonna be disappointed. We really didn't think this was gonna be a good movie, and they're kind of giving us what we thought we were gonna get. You know what I mean?
Well,
well,
I
the
thought
thing
it was
was,
good.
Well, yeah, they went right back to the 13-year-old teenage girl.
yeah, they're
type
wanting to attract new fans. I mean, they're wanting to go ahead and make new fans using an old franchise. The problem is, you got so many fans of the old franchise, and not enough new fans that are going to come in and like this.
Right.
That probably the old fans are going to drown everything out with so much hate that you're going to go ahead and be able to go ahead and serve it up with ice cream and Cracker Jacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, this show's gonna be hated, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't want to see it, but somehow I think I am going to have to go see it.
I will wait till it's $1.50 on Redbox.
My eyes
I
will
can
be
wait a
burned.
couple of days, but it just looks so bad. And again, yeah, you have to do things to appeal to new fans, but you cannot ignore the old fans who kept that show alive
Yeah.
Yeah.
or the idea.
And
you
still
know what I
talk
mean?
about it.
And cosplay. I've seen some amazing cosplayers still dressed, and my God, they're hot and gorgeous, and they're a million times better than what we saw in that trailer.
Yeah. It's
And the
like,
poor actress who's playing Jem
Yeah.
posted on Facebook, please give this movie a chance. And people are posting the
begging.
grumpy cat going, no.
no. Please give this movie a chance. You know, it's like going ahead and watching. I don't know. It's like watching Tiny Tim getting slapped by the headmaster. It's like, no, no.
Oh. And
That just the,
and
you know you want to look back at and you want to say something positive, but you can't.
Hey,
You know.
there's lots of positive things to say. You know, one of them is it's gonna end. You know, so you don't have to continue watching it. You know, it'll be over eventually. You know.
Knowing this film, for some odd reason, there's going to be like a rip in the time-space continuum, and you're going to experience Gem for the rest of your life. You know, it's going to last forever.
Man.
It's going to be a Groundhog's Day of hell. You're going to be stuck for the next 40 years watching Gem for the same 2 hours. You're going to be like, let me die, and you're going to try to kill yourself. And no, 20 minutes later, you're brought back to life, and you're like, ah!
oh,
Man,
no.
if it pulls a Frozen, man, we're in trouble.
No, I don't. I think I'm gonna run back to see Frozen, and
I think I think
Let
I
it
hear
go.
the doctor.
Let it go.
Yeah. Let it go. Let it go down the toilet.
they don't even sing Jim. I'm so outraged.
I know, right? No one else is the same. Jam.
Let me disagree with Orly real quick. I don't think this is 2 hours, dude. It's impossible. This is 2 hours.
Yeah, 5 minutes. That's it.
Oh, I think we're gonna wish it was 5 minutes. I mean, oh, I mean, that's the thing. I'm gonna confess. I watched the cartoon because I like the girls, and
And you were a kid.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it just seems they just lost their way with this trash fest of a movie. We got to find John Woo. No, not John Woo. Got this director's name, and strangle him by his intestines. And
M. Night Shyamalan?
No, that's bad.
you wish it was M. Night Shyamalan.
You wish it was
You know what? With M. Night Shyamalan, you know that there would be some kind of twist at the end. It's like, Jem is a man. You know, that sort of thing.
And she's gonna end up fighting aliens.
And also it's a man.
The Misfits will turn out to be aliens.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish at that point, but no, it's just gonna be awful. And
Well,
Finish.
we gotta also recognize it's hard to make a movie, man. You know, you have to compromise so many things to get a movie done, and that's the feeling I get with this. You know, just to get it done, I think he had to cut so many different corners to get it done, and because of that, it's not gonna be good. And we've seen it before. There's lots of movies that could have been great, but something had to. Let's mention John Carter. You know what I mean? That movie could have been great, except somebody else started putting their finger in it.
No, but here's the problem with this one. It had originality. The show, you have to admit, Jem was the first one that ever did something like that in America, that you saw this and it was like, whoa, she's doing something, she's cool, she does a whole bunch of stuff, and it took every bit of originality in that movie, and it took that and it stripped it. It stripped it like a cat with 9 lives, and stripped it down to the last one, and it's hairless, and it has eyes that are bugging out, and it's like, oh my God, it's the sad cat. And then they put bread on that cat. And they're saying, this
And
is
glitter.
Jim, love it. And the cat is going,
Well, you know what? Well, just to counterpoint you know what? I don't think this movie will touch Ninja Turtles. Okay, that's all I got.
no.
Look, you know what? If this turns out to be freaking better than Ninja Turtles, then somebody needs to stab the director with the Shredder's freaking You know, the
The thing
claw.
is, you know what? That's really funny. Who's the director again of Ninja Turtles? Because I'm
Well,
trying to
it's not
erase
the
them from
same
my mind.
director.
Is it?
It
It's not
was
Michael Bay. Because
It's not
did
Michael
Michael Bay
Bay
Bay.
do the
was the
first one?
producer. Michael Bay was the producer. The director of it, I forgot his name. He directed Wrath of the Titans and a bunch of other crap fest movies that I didn't like. And jumping on Ninja Turtles, man, I again the first one I saw and it just like I was like, oh god, but the kids loved it.
Of course they loved
That's
it.
just
They don't know
the
what's
kid.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
they're
I'm
so
seeing
easily entertained nowadays.
now we're seeing pictures here and we're hearing news of the second one. And Casey Jones, okay, Casey Jones is coming out. It's played by the guy who plays Green Arrow. Okay, I can live with that. That sounds pretty cool.
Hmm.
Tyler Perry is going to be Stockman, Baxter Stockman.
Which is
Which
cool.
okay, that's kind of cool. We have the scientist here, and he might turn into the Fly Guy. All right, cool. I want to see Tyler Perry transformed into an ugly beast.
Yeah,
Um,
he already
I
is.
thought he did that with Medea.
Oh!
and then we have it's confirmed we have Bebop and Rocksteady. They've been casted, and it's not going. They're going to have CGI just like the Turtles, and they announced today that the Krang are going to be in there, and so I hate to say it, but I have a little better hope.
Well, it looks like what's her face is coming back too.
Oh, that's awful.
Well,
Well,
they keep
that just
throwing
killed
stuff
my
in
hope.
there. I mean, just that. Then they're putting a Victoria's Secret model in there too, and they're bringing back the original April O'Neil in there too. You know what I mean? They're just throwing as much stuff as they can, hoping this make movies good. We'll see if it works. This gamble might work. I don't know. It's
I
like
don't know.
taking paint and throwing it against a canvas and hoping that you think it's art.
It's like going ahead and putting everything into taking dough, going ahead and flattening it out, and then putting everything that you find inside of your refrigerator. I'm talking about tuna fish. I'm talking about the day-old clams. I am talking about that weird can of mystery meat that's been in the back of the fridge for months, and you're going to see if it makes a good pizza.
oh, God. All right. Well, we got to cut off. We're heading on 8 o'clock now. And you make some great points, Orly. All right, guys. We got to be signing off again. Be sure to catch the Sun City Sci-Fi. It's going to be an awesome convention. Catch their Facebook page for more info. You can catch our page, nerdsonthecouch.com, and also on our Facebook page for the latest nerd news and everything you need to know. So be sure to join us for our next show as we talk the latest and greatest in nerdom. Bye.
Peace.
And let me say hello to a friend and bye too. Bye.
Hi,
Hello
friend.
and bye.
I'm like, hi, Gino.